Well, good early Wednesday morning to you. Welcome to Williams Wednesdays with Shaving with Fuzzy. I'm Fuzzy. How y'all doing? The Williams Wednesday. Finally again. Of course, you know Williams is good any day that ends in Y. That's a Williams day. Jeez. We all know that, don't we? Absolutely. Alright, so Williams Wednesday. So we know we're going to use Williams. That's kind of a given on Williams Wednesday. So we're going to use the modern Williams today. See how that works for us. And of course, everybody knows, or at least everybody that listens to anything Fuzzy says knows, that Williams loves the big old bore brush. So we got the big old bore 98 here, the Omega 98 Pro. JR 176 handle that's mated with it. That's what's known as good stuff right there. Now, there's more than one way to skin a cat. If you're into skinning cats for some reason, I mean, what the cat ever do to you? But if that's your thing, you know, I ain't judging. Not judging. But a big old boar brush is great. Now we've got some other choices for boar brush. You've got the VDH boar, which works just fine, even though people like to talk bad about it. You get smog boars, they work really good. But for today, we're going to use the big old Omega boar. And I broke out. I've got a couple of these magazines left. I used to call them a vault. Maybe I still would. I don't know. But anyway, magazines of the Powell Super Blades. And we'll look at one of those here in just a second. I'm going to have a super blade today because it's kind of a happy day around the den here. First day going out to the new job site to start the training and everything. Teddy just decided that the bath mat needed to be drug out of the bathroom. I'm not sure what that bath mat ever did to Teddy, but whatever it is, he's paying it back for it this morning. So the other day I mentioned that I had a razor, a Kampfe Brothers razor star that had the 1915 patent date, and I haven't seen anybody else, literally anybody else, use one of these. Now that doesn't mean the one out there has one, I understand. It just means I haven't seen one in a shave of the day. I haven't seen one in a video. I really haven't. But this is that little beauty, and this one's got some pitting on the handle and this, that, and the other. But it says Kampfe Brothers down here around the handle with a 1915 patent date. I think it's July of 1915. I'm going on memory there because I don't have my cheaters on and I don't have a pair in here. But anyway, and you'll see how kind of ornate it is around the guard there. Got that kind of a, I don't know, I guess that kind of be of a Y-shaped pattern there. That's pretty neat. Now this one, unlike the 1914s that open from the front to the back, this opens more like a 24. It's got a catch in the back that pops open and the cap goes forward. And inside it says star. And that's how you load the blade. So we're going to go ahead and do that while we're sitting here yapping. So these old blade banks, you get treats in these blade banks. And when you go to CVS, Walgreens these days, the Accutech blades are in the same looking magazine. And you just shove one out the end. And of course, since I said you just, and it's going to be hard to get, there we go. And you shove one out the end and there it goes. These are Powell Super blades, so they're the blue coated blade. And it's not like a Teflon PTFE coating or anything like that. Now, I love the Powell blades. I've always loved the Powell blades. I used to be able to get these local when I lived over in Jeanerette, which is down south of Lafayette, Louisiana. And I love these things. Oops. So I was going to show you how it loaded and then ended up dropping the blade out. But anyway, that's not a great thing. So loads from the back, and same thing as loading the 1914. It's got the two little catches in here. It goes under, and then the cap comes down, and then you make sure it's on the front behind the blade tabs and everything. The blade stops, and it is. And there you go. Got a blade loaded in the 1915. Now I call it a 1915 because that's the patent date. I have no idea when they were made. I've never really taking the time to look it up, truth or known about the matter. I'm not real sure why I haven't, but I haven't. No, it needs to go. No, you don't need that either, Teddy. Hey, quick, leave it alone. Hey, quit. Teddy doesn't understand quit. Teddy doesn't understand no. Teddy just kind of understands. I'm going to do what I want to do and you can deal with it. We get along pretty good. Alright, so we got a face wiped off. That's our prep. No blooming on the Williams. blooming Williams. I think I've mentioned a time or two before that's not my favorite thing. So Jill, morning, babe, how you doing? What's happening with you? What's going on? You were saying you would like to see more videos in landscape. Well, I got a problem with that. And the problem is my equipment. Because my phone that I use here is what I use here to do the videos. So when I try to put it over on its side so that you get the landscape, this is what you get. And that's not going to do so good. I mean, really. I know it would have to go up like this, and I don't have a holder to hold it up like this. You know, so it's got to rest up here on its end, and that's why you get it this way, because that's just enough to get me in the picture. I'll work on that for you. Just because it's you, I'll work on that. But that's why everything's in portrait instead of landscape, is, you know, I just use what I got. By golly. All right, here we go. Got some Williams on the brush. Now we got some Williams on the face here, on the mug. Now we got a couple of days worth of growth to shave off here. I didn't shave yesterday. Alright, hope y'all had a nice Christmas wherever you are. Katie and I were just here yesterday. Didn't do a whole lot. Did a little cooking. Alright. Look at that. There we go. Now with the 1950. Now I told the story the other day. When I first got this razor, I didn't think it was going to be worth anything. I didn't like it, didn't shave good, didn't feel good. Started to get rid of it. I'm sure it came off eBay. And I could go look the post up again where I first reviewed it, but it was horrible. So I came back to it several years later and tried it and realized it's not a bad razor. It's actually a very nice shave, as you would expect from an early star. It had to do with my skill level. And that'll happen. Sometimes you'll shave with a razor and you're just not quite ready for it. Remember, as long as the razor's not damaged and the blades aren't damaged, the problem's you, not the razor. The problem was me. The problem wasn't the razor. The razor shaves great. I mean, look at there. We took that couple of days growth down to where we could do a cleanup pass and probably be done with it. Of course, we're not going to do that. Speaking of cleanup pass, I hope I got enough witch hazel left. I never think about witch hazel till I need it in the morning. That's like fixing the roof. But when it's raining, you can't get up and fix the roof. When it's not raining, you don't need to. Kind of the same thing. Alright. But I will definitely try to remember to get by the stores, one of them, and pick up some more witch hazel. So that I don't run out as quick. I really thought I should have some more, and I don't know what I did with it. Alright, brush on a little more of the Williams for our second pass here. And we're going to start over on this side just to be rebel, because normally I start on the other side. But we can go over here. Yeah, like I said before, I'm gangster like that. I go all over the place. I'll even go backwards and come across the grade. Look at that. How's that? What do you think about that right there? Gangster enough for you? Huh? I'll come across under here. Make sure we get it behind that ear. Again, we're doing our normal little skin stretching stuff here. As we come across, and we're going to come up. Alright. There we go. Alright. Not so bad. Looks like I didn't get real good up behind the ear. So before we even do anything, I'm going to clean up behind that ear a little bit. Definitely be, not the equipment. Remember, If you don't have a damaged razor and you got a sharp blade, it's you, not the equipment. Don't blame the equipment. I read posts all the time that, well, I used to use Williams, and you know, there's so much better stuff out there that I just don't see the point in fighting with Williams. Whatever. Jeez. That's like saying you won't drive an old car or an old style car because you got all the new stuff. My opinion. I heard someone talking the other day, or read, that I heard, but they were talking about how the people are nostalgic about the Williams, but it's not the same Williams. So how can you be nostalgic about something that never was there because it's a different and it's yada and it's yada? And I got thinking, go back to my truck analogy right there. So what you're saying is that since the old Ford trucks are so much different from the new Ford trucks that you can't consider the new Ford trucks, you know, Fords, like the originals. That's kind of silly, isn't it? They've made changes over the years. A lot different driving the new one than driving the old one, right? But it's still a Ford. Well, this is still Williams. It's been sold a few times, and they have changed the formula a few times. But it's still Williams, and it's still a connection to the past. And that's what people, I think, like about it. So the people that want to stick their nose up about that high and talk about how the Williams is not the Williams it used to be, and you can't say you're being nostalgic if you're whatever, you know, whatever. All right, let's see if we got enough. We might have just enough witch hazel to I don't know. All right, well, come down here, come under here, and we'll come right down here. Goatee feels good. All right. Well, that's going to do us for this morning. I had just enough witch hazel, and I wet my hands just a little bit to go with it, and that made it last long enough to get that last pass done, which is what we were after, so that we could get cleaned up. So there we go. Williams Wednesday. Absolutely. You can't use the modern Williams. You know, I don't blame the Williams. Don't blame the equipment. Can't drive a standard, don't blame the clutch. And if you're going to jump in and holler at me, well, I can drive a standard. I grew up driving a standard. What do you mean you can't drive a standard? That doesn't mean anything about it. You still don't like using the Williams. It's an analogy, folks. It's an analogy. If you can't use the equipment, don't blame the equipment. The equipment's fine. Know what I mean, Vern? All right. We're going to finish things up today with a little bit of the Classic Vanilla. Clubman Classic Vanilla. I don't use this a whole lot. Not as much as I use some of the others. But there's absolutely no reason not to. Good stuff. And if you're one of the guys that likes to kind of pair a cologne with your aftershave and everything, get some Canoe aftershave, Canoe cologne, and use the Classic Vanilla aftershave. It's very nice. Very nice. Alright, well, I'm going to finish getting cleaned up in uniform and get headed in. I got to stop and pick me up some breakfast this morning and get back into the swing. Hopefully, by the time I get back in the swing of these mornings, I'll get switched back to night shift and I get back to the swing of the nights, which is much easier. I'm just saying. So, Williams Wednesday. There we go. Got my Williams mug out. Jamie, if you're watching this, see, still got it. Hadn't beat it all. Hadn't chipped it up. Cafe Bustelo this morning, which is really good stuff. I'm going to go do my thing, you're going to do your thing, and remember, happy shaves to you.